Great piece, great piece, great piece, Yakoki. So you see here we have 1 kilo of fine copper, right? This is money. This is money right here. This is money. This right here is money. Look at the back. Okay. This is a block of copper, pure copper, right? This is medicine and this is also money. You know, this right here enhances the quality in the air. This enhances the quality of the blood count. This right here is what you need in order to barter with, right? Now let's look at this dictionary. This is a law dictionary. Copper, right? Let's look at what copper means under copy and under copper tongue. Let's look. Okay, in forest law, a ticket or shelter for wild beasts. What's that? Beasts in a forest. In forest law, a ticket or convert of wood, right? So this is essentially, right, in Scotch law and ancient practice, right? You take this to a neighboring tribe and you say, I need this or I need that, you know, or in today's get, right? In today's get, you know, you take this to a grocery store. I need a year worth of subscription to groceries, right? So they can deliver your groceries, right? They're supposed to take this right here. This is real money. Okay, this is real money right here. This right here, this is a credit slip. This is a credit slip, right? This is a credit slip. It has a serial code on it, okay, which means you can go into a trust and take out how much credit you want in order to get what you need, okay? This right here, if you own this, right? If you own this, this means that you can buy an acre of land, you know, and not have to worry about meeting a bill, you know, or meeting a bill in the future, right? With credit slips, you have to meet a bill in the future. If you're just having gold, silver, copper, bronze, brass, if you have that, right, you're not meeting a bill in the future. You know, the bill is already paid for once you pick that up. Once you pick that up, right? Because again, this is 1 kilo. You know, this right here, this is only 50,000 credit entries for a slip. You know, so imagine how many 50,000 of these that you would need in order to meet a kilo. You'll be printing money all day. Now, let's look at this. Let's go on the copy and see what copper means. A custom or tribute to the crown or lord of the soil. So it's basically a custom and a tribute, which means you're paying homage. Okay, out of the lead mines in Derbyshire, also a hill, or I can say bill, also a hill, or the roof and covering of a house, a church vestment. So say if you're trying to, you know, have a service done by a church, or you have a service done by, you know, a lord or something like that, right? Well, you're going to pay with copper, right? You're going to pay with copper because they may not accept bill credits. They may not accept a bill of credits. You know, they may only accept physical bullion. Well, you have copper. You have copper. All right. So let's see what it means in Scotch practice, right? Scotch law. A true copy, words written at the top of a copies of instruments. So this is a true copy. This copy right here, this is a true copy. All right. And you see who's on the front of it, right? It's an American Indian. He's on the front of this bullion. All right. So this has its own economy. It has its own practice, and it has its own tributors. It has its own tributors. Contributors, right? It has its own contributors. So say if I'm trying to buy land in Montana somewhere, right? I'm trying to buy some land there. Well, if I'm buying land in, you know, or if I'm running a government, right? Let's say if I'm running a government in Montana, right? It's going to be backed by this bar right here. It's going to be backed by this bar because there's an Indian head on it, right? It's a Plains Indian on there. You see? So like when we're talking about money, right, we have to be involved. We have to be smart about how we're looking at certain things, right? You have to know language. You also have to know practice. So that's just one way of looking at it. So, you know, if you're someone like who's trying to start a credit union, start an international bank, do something like that. Do exactly that, man. And, you know, you'll be surprised at how many people come along and start to tend to what you're doing, right? They're trying to help, you know, so you'll be surprised. Um, you know, for people who are doing the genealogy thing, that's cool. But like, let's take care of our economy. Let's get into business. You know, that's more important than trying to figure out, you know, how this person is related to you. You know what I mean? I think it's more important, you know, because you can't trick, you know, you can't trick energy output. You know, you can trick a genealogical reference, but you can't trick effort. You can't trick money. You know, who's going to invest? That's what everyone wants to know. Who's going to invest? Great piece, Yakoki.